Welcome to the Lavonda Ray, the Lavonda Ray Show. I am your host, Lavonda Ray. So first, I would like to start off by saying that we woke up this morning, and last night is gone, and today's a new day, which means it's a day for change, reevaluation, and reshape your life. So I'd like to give a warm welcome to everybody, anybody that's listening, and that you woke up this morning, and I would like to give that a shout out. And also, if you tuned into my show before, you know I'm coming from the Midwest, the Show Me State, where we come in, and show out. And of course, if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to leave it in the box. I will answer your questions. I will answer the phone calls because I believe all voices matter. And with that being said, let's get started. First of all, I would like to say that I'm glad to be back. I was down and out a little bit. You know, I was getting in and out of being, a little ill. I didn't have COVID, but however, I had a very strong cold. So I'm glad to be back. And with everybody knows this is New Year's Eve. I feel that a new year, people say new year, new things. I feel like that if you're wanting to do something different, that it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you have to change it in the beginning of the year, because as we all know, change comes every day, every day. So that is something that we can control within our control. So I wanted to do a recap of last year. I'll start off with myself, of course. Last year, we're going into a new year as of tomorrow, but last year was a little bumpy and grindy for me. I went through a horrific breakup in a relationship that I thought that was going to last forever. And as someone told me, nothing lasts forever. Well, I don't really believe that. I believe that if you actually find an individual that you can be equally yoked with, that you guys could make it through the worst of storms. I got into a relationship with a young man that I was extremely cared about. I loved him, and he was not a very nice man. And I fell on my ass 3 times, and the third time it was more or less of, I think you can see now that what you're reaching for is not reachable because of the type of characteristics that this person carried. Have you, this year for me, last year for me was more of me. I took a lot of shit. I did a lot of things that I would normally do, as far as allowing certain people or individuals or certain places and things to set me in a mind frame where I felt some type of way. So we're going into 2024. You guys have spoken of what? 2024, already the world is already at a great peak of discouragement and distress, and that everybody wants to be happy, wealthy, worthy, and rich if all possible. I feel rich. I know I'm worthy. And, sometimes you get into a situation. I had did a couple shows about self love. That was last year, speaking on this year as well. Always have self love. It's hard to love yourself when you have people or places or certain individuals that try to pull you down because they're unhappy. And I realized that I dealt with a lot of other people's issues. I carried a lot of other people's storms and not really sure, how to carry my own. I think that tends to happen with a lot of people. We can help everyone else walk through the snow, walk through the hell and ice and rain with an umbrella, and still be there for that person or there for a situation because that is who you are. But I also learned that people take good things and good people and can turn them to be very sour. Um, Also has spoke about last year. about relationships and the boundaries and where they should stand and where you have to stand up, whether it's a family member or someone at your job or just people in general, that everyone needs to respect other people's boundaries. Because what happens is when the boundary games get disrespected, now is it's a fundamental game now, and it's a more of the person is doing what the fuck they want to do to you because they don't respect you, and that they say that they respect you, but their actions show different. I learned that, if in any type of relationship, which brings me to book 10 that I'm currently working on. It is called Men versus Women: The Thin Lie Between Love and Hate. And it's more or less of a book of my experience of what I personally went through. And then also in the book, I open keys to where I also allow the reader to be able to reflect and maybe can feel or understand or have been in the position that I was. And then, also in the book, I share question and answers. There's a question for this, and then here's the answer that I think. So I think that that's going to go wonderful. And no matter what your goal is for 2024, you know, you don't have to just change for that day. Change comes every day. But when you look back on your life and you say, I did this and I did that, and I don't want to do that no more. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's where I literally felt like I stepped out of myself and watched my normal self walk into society and allow individuals or certain places and things to really trouble my future. I also lost my dog of 15 years. That was hard. He died. He was old. And if anyone is a pet lover like me, dogs are like people. You lose them, it's like you lost not necessarily your child, but a part of you. And we had my dog cremated, and we within the family, have her has his ashes. The another good thing about the year that happened with me, that there was no ties or no bonds broken, meaning that we went a whole year and no one in my family died and we all woke up. So I hope to keep that same energy. I worry, because if you ever heard the statement, to give a life is to take a life, and that means a lot to me because I have people in my family that are currently pregnant and with child. And, I'm a true believer that when a life is given, someone has to go for that other life to be fulfilled. And it's scary. That's why pregnancy is a bittersweet feeling, because it is beautiful to see the new life. That is the beauty. The bittersweet is losing the life of someone else so that child can come into the world. You may believe that, you may not have to believe it, and it may sound way west, but in my walking and you're doing the right things in life, I think that things will be okay for whatever individual. Yes, the world has changed a great deal. It has taken little things and turned them into moles and mountains. There are people that I have talked to that I don't agree with their opinion of other people's sexuality. I believe that you are not the judge of shit. You can judge if you want, because unfortunately that's what the world is made of, a bunch of judgmental people who are not judges, and even judges probably should have judged, but that is their job. But what I am saying, the true judger is the man above it. I know that, from my end, that if you believe, don't let anyone take away something that you believe in. Don't ever let anyone take away your dreams and your goals, because a dream without a plan is just a dream. So for 2024, or just for in general, Know what you want and understand that life changes every day. Also understand that you can make change whenever the hell you want to make a change. It just sounds so much better, I guess, to say, I'm going to do it this year because last year I took a lot of this, I took a lot of that, and I didn't deserve it. I was in an abusive relationship that was horrifying. And I guess the horrifying part wasn't necessarily me being abused by this person. It was the fact that it was actually happening to me, that I'm actually in this world with this individual that at that time I didn't feel like I could shake until so much physical, mentally, and emotionally abuse took place that I had determined that this is not the place for me. This is not where I'm supposed to be. This is not what love feels like. And by all means, I'm not perfect, but I don't feel that, in any relationship that you have to hit another person. I feel as women, we do get aggressive, we do get angry when you fucking with us. And that's the same way, but there is a difference between being angry and obsessed. Um, and I was dealing with both sides of that, angry. And when I say obsessed, I don't make it seem like he was standing in my window and following me around and shit. But it was a different type of kind of obsessed. So I I know that, I hope everyone had a good Christmas. We know that Christmas might as well be changed around to just saying gifts. And no one knows or care to remember that Christmas is not just about the gifts of giving. It's also about family connections and trying to mend things, and it's a season to give back, to love, to give that love back, or to have love in your heart. So I just want everyone to know that I started off this morning. It was a short show, but a great show. And just remember that New Year's is here. You don't have to make that change. You can change every fucking day of your life. Decide what you want and go for what you want. And don't let anyone take that away, because trust me, misery loves company. So with that being said, I will tune out, and I want to thank every and anybody that listening. Have a happy new year.